Hello students, we are going to start with chapter number 3 in Science 1 for standard 9th, and the name of the chapter is Current Electricity. This is a very important topic. Here we are going to cover many basic concepts, and this lesson will be continued in standard 10th as well. Therefore, you need to have a basic information about the concepts in order to understand this lesson in 10th standard as well. So the topics that we are going to cover in the lesson are potential and potential difference, current flow through a wire, electric current, resistance, resistivity of a conductor, Ohm's law. We will draw the circuit diagram. We will see how to write down the symbols or draw the symbols for components of an electric circuit and their uses, difference between conductors and insulators. We'll derive the expression for resistors in series and resistors in parallel. We will study the circuit for domestic electrical connections. We will learn the precautions to be taken while using electricity, and many topics has numericals, so we will be solving numericals in between the topics. Electricity has an important place in modern society. It is a convenient form of energy because we use it for a variety of purposes at homes, industries, schools, hospitals, and so on. We cannot imagine a life without electricity. Can we live without electricity? Gone are those days when people would live without electricity. We use many time-saving and labor-saving devices at home, like you can see the mixer, the refrigerator, the oven, the washing machine, vacuum cleaner, fan, and so on. And you know that all these devices cannot be run without electricity. Whenever we experience load shedding at home, do we have any alternative arrangement? Yes, we have the inverters. Similarly, during power failure, hospitals, banks, industries, offices, private institutions run with the help of generators. Electricity is also used for running electric furnaces, electric motors, and many more instruments. Not only human beings, some animals like eels also produce electricity. And why do they do so? To catch their prey and also for self-defense. When lightning strikes any place, then natural flow of electricity takes place. So let us try to understand the many concepts that are related to current electricity. We will begin this chapter with a small activity. Take a torch and press the switch of the torch. You see that the torch glows, or the torch gives out light. Now switch off the button and take out the cells that are present in the torch. And once again press the switch of the torch. Is it possible to get light? It's not possible. Why? Because there are no cells in the torch. Cell is the source of electric current. When there are no cells in the torch, no electric current is reaching the filament of the bulb. Here this is the filament of the bulb. So no current is reaching the filament of the bulb even when the switch of the torch is on. So since the filament is not getting heated, no light will be produced in the torch. Let's see the second activity. For the second activity, we need a bulb, we need two small wires, copper wires, and we need a dry cell. Now join one end of each of the wire to a bulb, and join the other end of the wire to a dry cell, and observe the bulb. We find that the bulb glows. What is the reason? The circuit is complete in this case. Now take out one end of the wire which is connected to the cell. Now the cell is not going to supply any electric current to the bulb because the circuit is incomplete, or the circuit is broken, and therefore the bulb does not glow. Let us try to understand the motion of electrons in any conductor. A conductor is any wire which conducts electricity. So this figure 1a is a wire, or it is a conductor, and this conductor contains many atoms. of that metal. For example, if this wire is a copper wire, there are many atoms of copper in this copper wire. So these are all atoms. These are all atoms of the metal. And each atom has one or more than one electron in the outermost orbit. So these blue colored structures that you can see, which is attached to the atom, these are electrons. And these electrons, as you know, they are negatively charged. Since they are loosely bound and since they are weakly attracted to the nucleus of the atom, they cannot stay at one place. What happens to them? They keep on moving randomly from one end of the wire to the other end of the wire, because this wire is not connected to any cell or it is not connected to any battery. But these electrons cannot escape from the metal wire. Now, when this wire is connected to any cell or any battery, what we find is that the direction of these charges, that is the negatively charged electrons, get organized. Can you see here? First figure you see, they are moving randomly, but when they are connected to a cell, the direction gets organized. Now, if you look at this figure, it is very clear that this conductor is connected to a cell. The cell is a source of electric current. So the cell supplies the net electric force that is needed for these negatively charged particles to move in a specific direction. So see now, what is the direction of motion of these negatively charged electrons? The electrons are moving from the negative end of the cell to the positive end of the cell. And this continuous flow of electrons that takes place through the conductor is called as electric current. So now when the electrons start moving from the negative end of the cell to the positive end of the cell, they pick up some speed or they pick up some velocity. And when they start moving with some speed, there are many positively charged ions in the way of these electrons. So these negatively charged ions collide with the positively charged ions, and these negatively charged ions transfer some kinetic energy to the positively charged ions. So in turn, the positively charged ions start vibrating in their mean position. The positively charged ions are massive in mass. That is, the mass of positively charged ions is greater than that of the negatively charged electrons. They cannot move in from one end of the wire to the other end of the wire, just like the negatively charged electrons. So when the negatively charged electrons transfer some kinetic energy to the positively charged ions, what do the ions do? The ions just vibrate about their mean position. But still, the direction of the electrons is channelized. That is, they still move from the negatively charged the negative end of the cell to the positive end of the cell. Now the velocity or the speed with which these electrons move in the conductor is called as the average drift speed. The average drift speed will depend upon the electric force which will be provided by the source. If it is a cell, then the electric force provided will be less, and therefore the average drift speed of the electrons will be less. But instead of cell, if there is a battery where 2 or 3 or 4 cells are connected together, then the electric force acting on the electrons will be more, and therefore the average drift speed of the electrons will also be greater. That means the electrons will start moving with a greater speed when there is a battery which is connected in the circuit. Normally, when the electric current is less, the average drift speed is very less, and normally the average drift speed when the current is very small is considered to be 1 millimeter per second. That is, the electrons cover or the electrons move 1 millimeter in 1 second.